Namaste friends, I welcome you in the today's sessions. Today we are going to discuss about the classical theory of Raman effect and the quantum theory of Raman effect. In previous lecture we have seen the what is meant by Raman spectroscopy, principle of Raman spectroscopy and the instrumentation of Raman spectrophotometer. So let us discuss the classical theory of Raman effects. Now this theory is based on the polarizability of the molecule. Polarizability of the molecule. When a molecule is placed in the electric field, then it undergoes electronic distortion, and this electronic distortion is called as the polarization. When the molecule gets polarized, an induced dipole moment, that is mu I, is generated in the molecule. The amount of induced dipole moment depend on the strength of electric field E. Okay. So in this case, this induced dipole moment mu I is directly proportional to the electric field strength. If we remove this proportionality constant, then we get induced dipole moment mu I is equal to alpha into E, and where this alpha is called as the polarizability of the molecule. We can define the polarizability of the molecule based on this equation. Okay. Therefore, the polarizability is equal to mu I upon E. It means that the polarizability of molecule is nothing but the induced dipole moment in the molecule per unit electric field strength. Okay. Induced dipole moment in a molecule per unit electric field strength. Now let us understand this concept. Now this is the static electric field and the electric field is 0, that there is no electric field, and we have kept our molecule in this electric field. Now when we apply the electric field, what happens? Okay, here E is not equal to 0, then the molecule undergoes electronic distortion, that is the positive charge in the molecule gets attracted towards the negative terminal and the negative charge in the molecule gets attracted towards the positive terminal. Here this is called as the electronic separation or electronic distortion or formation of dipole. Two poles are formed, so dipole moment is generated. Here this dipole moment is generated due to the application of the electric field, hence the dipole moment generated is called as induced dipole moment, that is the mu I. Okay, and this distortion is known as the polarization of the molecule, and the molecule is called as the polarized molecule. Now this polarized molecule, when subject to the external radiation, here look at here, okay, this is our polarized molecule, and when this polarized molecule is allowed to interact with the monochromatic radiation having frequency mu I, okay, then the scattering takes place, then this scattering takes place mu S, okay, the scattering takes place. Okay. Now when polarized molecule interact with this external radiation, then the vibrational and rotational energy levels also changes. Okay. So when this polarized molecule interact with incident light, then its rotational as well as vibrational energy also changes. Due to this, the scattering takes place, and the scattered line which are observed due to vibration or rotations are called as Raman vibrational lines or Raman rotational lines. Okay. Let us understand this with the help of example. Rotational Raman spectrum. Okay, this is the electric field strain, this is the direction of the electric field strain, and this is our hydrogen molecule, H2 molecule. Okay, H2 molecule, it is a microwave active since it has a zero dipole moment. It is also the infrared active, but this molecule is Raman active. This molecule is Raman active. Okay, why? Now this is the direction of the electric field strength, and the molecule is rotating end over end. Okay, means look at this H2 molecule, and this molecule is rotating like this. This is called as end over end rotation. And in second case, the molecule is rotating axial. This is the axial rotation. This is the axial rotation. Now Due to this electronic cloud, shape of the electronic cloud is also changes. So this is the three-dimensional surface or three-dimensional electron density plots. This is called as polarizability ellipsoid, and here this is the polarizability ellipsoid. So during this rotation, okay, this polarizability ellipsoid changes. Okay, that's why it gives rise the Raman spectrum. Okay, या रोटेशनच्या दरम्यान काय होतंय, हा पोलरायझेबल इलिप्सॉइड म्हणजे डिस्टर्ब इलेक्ट्रॉनिक क्लाउड मुळे काय होतंय, स्कॅटरिंग ऑफ लाईट टेक्स प्लेस. आता second example, now in second example it is the vibrational Raman spectrum. It is the vibrational Raman spectrum. In this case the CO2 example is taken. This is the centrosymmetric molecule. It is microwave inactive as well as the symmetric stretching mode. Symmetric vibration mode is also IR inactive. Now this is CO2 molecule. Look at the CO2 molecule at ground state. This is the polarizability ellipsoid of the carbon dioxide, and when the molecule gets contract, okay, or compress, the shape of the polarizability ellipsoid changes, and when this CO2 gets elongated, the shape of polarizability ellipsoid is also changes. So during this symmetric stretching, the polarizability ellipsoid changes, therefore it gives rise to vibrational Raman spectrum. Vibrational Raman spectrum. So in general, classical theory proposes that, okay, when molecule subject to electric field, then electronic distortion or polarization takes place, and this polarized molecule when interact with the incident light, then it gives rise to scattering. This is the approach of the classical theory. Okay, if this polarization is because of the rotation, then it is called as rotational Raman scattering, and if this is the because of vibration, then it is called as the vibrational Raman spectrum. Okay. Now let us move to the second theory, is the quantum theory of Raman effect. Quantum theory of Raman effect. This quantum theory was proposed by the Max Planck, who suggests that the energy from hot body is radiated in terms of the small discrete amount, and this discrete amount or energy packets is called as quanta. Each packet is called as quantum, and if we consider the quantum of visible region, then the quantum is known as the photon. Simple thing is that. So the assumption of this theory is that there is interaction between photon of light and molecule. Photon of light and molecule, these two interact with each other. According to this theory, the photon of incident light collide with the molecule. The collision may be elastic in nature or inelastic in nature. If collision is elastic in nature, then it gives rise to the Rayleigh scattering, and if it is inelastic, then it gives rise to Raman scattering. Now look at, this is the vibrational diagram, electronic transition diagram. This is the vibrational energy levels of the molecule, potential energy versus the internuclear distance. In IR spectroscopy, we have seen such kind of graphs. Okay. Now here consider, this is the vibrational energy level of the molecule. Now our molecule is in ground state, phi is equal to 0 state. Look at here carefully, our molecule is here. Okay, and so this is the molecule I have shown here. When this molecule interact with the external radiation, then what happen, it will absorb the energy and it will go into the excited state, and this excited state is called as the virtual energy state or quasi electronic state. Just these are the name, virtual energy state or quasi electronic state. These are the quasi electronic state or virtual energy state. It goes into the virtual energy state. Okay, it will absorb the energy and it will go into the virtual energy state. Okay, from this virtual energy state, it again come back to its ground state with emission of this our scattered radiation. Now the energy of scattered radiation is given by frequency mu s, energy of incident light is given by frequency mu I. Okay, from phi is equal to 0 state to excited, from excited to phi is equal to 0. So this line is called as the Rayleigh line. Okay, the spectral line observed due to this emission is called as Rayleigh line. Clear? Now second case, what happens, sometime molecule absorb the radiation and it goes into the virtual energy state or quasi electronic state, and from that state, while emitting the scattered radiation, then it settle down to the upper vibrational energy level, okay, and the corresponding line observed is shown here, and this line is called as the Raman line or Stokes line. It is called as the Stokes line, Stokes, Stokes lines. If it settle to the second level, okay, no, second level, then the line is observed here, then third, in this level, third level, lines observed here, fourth level, fifth level, then to the sides. Okay, understood? And all these lines are called as the Stokes line. From this, these are called as the Stokes line. Now second type of scattering is here, this, okay. So this is the elastic scattering, there is no energy loss, and here the inelastic scattering, here the energy may be absorbed by the another molecule. When this molecule goes into the excited state, then it loses some part of its energy to the surrounding, or it gives energy to the another molecule. Due to this, it settle down to the upper energy level. In this case, okay, there is transition takes place from upper vibrational energy levels to the virtual state, and then it comes back to its lower energy state, okay, V is equal to 0. Transition from V is equal to 1 to V is equal to 0. In this case, the scattered radiation have more energy than that of incident radiation. Here, the scattered radiation have less energy than that of incident radiation, because look at the transition. This transition is taking place from lower vibrational energy level to the upper vibrational energy level, okay. So more scattered, less scattered energy, more scattered energy, and this line observed here is this line, and this line is called as anti-Stokes line. Anti-Stokes line, I will write below here. Anti-Stokes line. Okay, the Stokes lines are sharp. These are the sharp lines, and these are the weak line. Okay, if this transition is taking place from second to the first, then another weak lines are observed to these sides. All this transition is that. Okay, clear? And these lines are the anti-Stokes line. Anti-Stokes line. Okay, now let us deduce the equation. This is our molecule, and it interacts with the photon of light. It interacts with the photon of the light, and it scatters the radiation. It scattered the, let's say the frequency of this is mu s. Okay, now let us use law of conservation of the energy. Now this is our molecule having mass m, and this molecule continuously revolving or continuously in motion in the sample. So its kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 mv1 square. Okay, v1 is the initial energy of the molecule, and the initial energy of molecule is the E1. When this molecule interact with the photon of light, then it absorb the energy, and this is given the E is equal to h mu I. So this is the total energy of molecule after interaction with the external photon. Okay, then after interaction, the energy level of molecule will change. Okay, and molecule will goes into the another energy level state, either this state or this state. Okay, so the energy after collision will be, this is the E2 is the molecule energy in second energy state, this is the new kinetic energy, and the scattered energy h mu s. Okay, both are equal. Now since this kinetic energy 1/2 mv1 square and 1/2 mv2 square are negligible, so they are omitted from our equation, and then we get this equation E1 plus h mu I is equal to E2 plus h mu s. So rearranging this equation, then we get E2 minus E1 is equal to h mu I minus mu s, and this mu I minus mu s is called as the delta mu, or it is called as Raman shift. Raman shift. So for the Stokes line, the difference between mu I minus mu S is the positive. Delta mu is positive. The Raman shift for the Stokes line is positive in nature, and Raman shift for anti-Stokes line is negative in nature. Delta mu is equal to negative. Why negative? Because mu I is less than mu S. Okay, clear this? So in general, quantum theory of Raman effect, the photon of light interact with the molecule. Due to this, the molecule energy level changes, and during de-excitation or during inelastic collision, it loses the excess energy to the surrounding or the surrounding molecule. And by the using the law of energy conservation, then we can calculate energy before collision and energy after collision, and finally the equation delta E equal to H delta mu, where delta mu is equal to mu I minus mu S is called as Raman shift. Okay, question is asked, define Raman shift. What is Raman shift? It is the difference between incident frequency and scattered frequency of light. Okay, clear? So thank you for watching, and take the screenshot of this blackboard. Take your own notes. Thank you.